Welcome, everybody. So I have this interesting topic about fitting in. First of all, I just gotta say, what a beautiful day today. I love walks just like this, where there's no scheduling, there's no, I have to get something done today, or I need to be on the grind, Nothing wrong with that. I think that's great, but something about just going for a walk, let me give you a little 360 out here in the sun. And it just, something about that is just very liberating. And I'm going to get back to that feeling in just a moment. So, as I was younger, growing up as a kid, I noticed that just like most kids, I don't know what age people start gaining consciousness, but I've noticed that I remember my teachers would tell me that I would just pretty much just drift off into the unknown, just imaginate things, have this dream state. And the interesting thing about that is I almost was envious of my younger self, of just kind of drifting off into this outer reality, this new reality that was just so freeing. And it's just funny now that I'm an adult and I have bills that I pay, and I'm independent, I live on my own, and it's just it's just so funny that I actually want to go back to that dream state and just live my new reality, right? So anyways, back on the topic about fitting in, right? So, I'm not going to say I've never fit in ever, because I did meet an amazing group of people at my current job right now. Been there for almost 5 years. But the thing about it is, I'm talking more about the general sense of it. Not being able to fit in, it kind of messes you up mentally, and you just kind of go into this negative downward spiral. And then what happens is, at least for me, I obviously did what I would think most people did, and they just really believe they're a loser. And they go into the virtual realm, right? I was going to say the virtual reality, but, kind of same thing. where you kind of drift into the video games, and nothing wrong with that. I think having a time to just relax and have leisure and just chill, everybody has their own thing that they do. But when that completely consumes your whole life, that's when I think it's a problem. And for example, that's what I did. And it completely consumed my whole entire life. Now, you might say to yourselves, well, maybe I fit in the video game. And that's true. I did fit in the video game. It was really cool because I felt like I could, meet people that, it's like a clean slate. When you start in a video game, nobody knows who you are. Nobody really cares who you are in the real world. They're more just interested in your avatar, in whatever character you created in the game. So in a way, it's actually really cool. So I will say that part of my life, I did feel like I was a part of something. And I will go deeper into that in another video, but for today specifically, I want to focus on just fitting in general. And when I say I feel like I didn't really fit in for most of my life, I'm talking more about the real world. Now, I will say that, you know, after living like that for so long and kind of being a little weird, but you know, in a good way. I mean, everybody's weird in their own way, right? I mean, that's just the uniqueness of people, right? The personalities, your kind of ideas, whatever you think about, you know, maybe the kind of movies you like to watch, the kind of video games you like to play, whatever hobbies you like doing. Everybody is gonna be a little different, right? So in a way, I mean, it kind of didn't really affect me because whatever I was into, whatever I was interested about, that's just who I was. And there's this sense of freedom and being liberated when you don't really care about what people think about you. It's just, now I will say it's a lot harder when you're younger, because you don't really know who you are. You don't have a true identity of any accomplishments maybe, right? And you really feel like this is kind of like, well, I need to fit in because that's all, pretty much when you're younger, right? You're latching on to probably your parents or some other peer group, some other friends at school, right? Because you don't really know, you probably don't know what your purpose is. You probably don't know what you're meant to do in this life. So that form of fitting in really will affect you. And it did for me. And that's why for me, for example, I went into video games. But I will say that I feel like I just played so long. Like again, when you consume video games, every single minute, every single hour of your day, you're thinking about it when you're at work. You can't wait to get online. I mean, this is when I think it's a problem. Right? It's like everything, just every single second, it consumed me, and I would watch videos on it. And I mean, if you've watched my channel before, you know that I'm talking about RuneScape, right? But whatever your game that you played, I mean, it's just, and it is kind of funny because it's like, well, I fit in that video game, right? I did, and I learned a lot of things from it. But again, I'm more talking about real life. I feel like I didn't fit in for so long. And it would just really just took over my entire life. And the problem with that is I didn't better myself. I wasn't trying to, you know, learn some skills, or I wasn't trying to, and I'm not really just talking about money. Like, obviously that's important, but like, I'm not just talking about learning new skills or trying to earn more money. What I'm talking more about is, it's like I didn't really develop who I am. Like, I didn't really develop any kind of hobbies. And you might say that video game is a hobby, but to me that's not really like a real hobby, in my opinion, because that's an escape. I mean, it can be. Okay, you know what? I'm going to rephrase that. Instead of saying it's not a hobby, I'm just going to say that video games can be a hobby, but they can't, if they consume your entire life, every second, every moment that you have to yourself, and you're constantly thinking about this video game, then that is, you're almost like a workaholic. You know, you've met those people where they literally will not enjoy their life. They're just always working. Now, partly I kind of respect those people because they're at least working towards some kind of freedom or some kind of escape to their current reality. So in a way, that to me at least is like, well, you're at least getting shit done, right, so to speak. But in a video game, you're kind of just like wasting time. But technically, if you're doing something that you love doing, then you're not really wasting time. So I get it on both aspects, but you know, it's just something that has pretty much happened to me now over the years. Because I've been playing that game for some 20 years on and off. You know, I would quit for like maybe a year, and then I would come back, and then, you know, I'd get really addicted to the game again, and then I would come back, and I was just like, nah, man, I just can't play it anymore. Like, maybe one day I'll come back, but I'm just so liberated and free now. The fact that I have learned how to live my life and enjoy my life and be fully independent, and I don't need to be around people, it's actually just so freeing. And well, I guess now I make these videos, so, you know, but I mean, I still do other stuff though. Like I can literally just go on a hike, and if anybody knows me in real life, they know that I'm really bad at social media. I'm just not that kind of guy. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I never use it. I do use it, and I do like it, but again, I don't want to use it like, think about it 24/7 every single day. It's just not, that to me is when you kind of overconsume yourself and you're too focused on this one thing. Now, I will say that if it's really something you want to do, and you really feel like it's gonna change your life for yourself, like mainly for you, and you're not really trying to do it for anyone else, then honestly, kudos to you. I'm grateful. I'm happy for you, because that is the best form of freedom, the best form of liberation. You're really just doing it for you. So, because after all these years, I have learned to live with myself and just be deep with my thoughts and just think about things. And also now that I'm 35, I mean, I don't really care that I don't fit in. In a way, it's actually kind of nice. It's like there's, for example, like I'm what you call an ambivert, which I never really thought that was possible. But essentially what that is someone that can be both an introvert, right? They can be alone by themselves and be fully content and still have a good life, right? Or I could also be an extrovert and be highly, moving around, very energetic, the life of the party. I can go to a club and be like very energetic, and people would never expect me to also be the introvert, which is usually what happens. People are like, wait a minute, I almost never see you coming out. Like, how is it that I just saw you go to a club the other day and you were like just chilling, having a good time. But I usually see you, don't you usually like say no to go out for outings? Like, and I'm like, yeah. And I still believe that I'm more of an introvert than an extrovert. But the cool thing about that is when you learn how to be both in different scenarios of life, this is how you really can achieve ultimate success in just everyday life. I mean, and the thing about it is, I think I prefer being introvert because it's just so, I mean, I know a lot of people hate thinking about nothing and just, just going for a walk out in the woods or something and just thinking to yourself. But for some reason, for me, it's actually really chill and liberating, and I feel free. And it's just the fact of not fitting in doesn't even affect me anymore. and I'm pretty sure a lot of you people have probably heard this quote before, where they say instead of chasing something, it's better if you were to just let go. So here's a funny thing, right? After so many years of just feeling like I didn't fit in and feeling like I wasn't part of any kind of group, I actually eventually, just this year, I did feel like that I'm part of these people, this group, this community, where I actually do feel like these are my kind of people, and I do feel like I fit in. So what I'm talking about is Toastmasters. And if you guys don't know what that is, it's just a public speaking club. Anybody can join. You could look it up online too. It's toastmastersinternational.org. And it's pretty much just, I don't know. It's like, it's so interesting because they're very welcoming people, and from all walks of life, internationally, all types of cultures. And it's so funny because these are the kinds of people I love being around, where it's just so, everybody's trying to help everybody grow. So everybody's got their own story to tell. They got their own personalities, and the goal is to create great leaders. But you don't have to do it for that. You could also do it, a lot of people just do it because they want to learn public speaking and just hang out with people and just, think about it. Any kind of career you're going to be into, any kind of job you work at, there is definitely a department where people learn, they know how to speak well. So, I'm just saying, it's like the fact that I let go and I stopped caring about fitting in the world. Now it's like I found this group of people just in the beginning of this year in 2026, where it's like, I do feel like I fit in now. But it was like, I think the important thing about this is that I don't have to fit in to feel like I'm alive or to feel like I'm an actual person. Like, even if I never found this group, I still feel like I would have been fine. Because for, who knows, it was probably like 10 or 15 years where I feel like I didn't really fit in. And back to what I said a little bit earlier in the beginning of the video, I do have cool friends that I work out, that I hang out with, and they're part of my job. Like, they're my coworkers, right? And they're cool. But I'm more talking about, like, when I'm saying fit in to the world, right? I'm thinking more like, I feel like I never really had that friend group outside of work, unless you're talking about, online playing video games, because then I had some friends on there too. But I really do believe, the reason why I'm really bringing up this topic though is I think it's super, super important that even in this social media world where everybody's on their phone, everybody's online 24/7, having that social interaction in person is just so important. And this is what I get from Toastmasters. And it's just, man, I'm so happy and grateful that I found these groups of people. And it's just so fun. And like, every single day, I'm always thinking about, like, okay, well, what's another way to like talk to people? What's a different perspective? What's something good that I could do where I'm, trying to grow as a person? And it's not even about like, oh my God, like, this is like too much. I got to think about this. Oh, like I'm not tired. I'm actually full of energy. I might sound like I'm tired because I'm walking. I think I brought too many layers Like it's outside here and the sun's up. Thankfully I'm in the shade now, so it's a lot more chill, but I don't think I needed to have this many layers on, but it is what it is. I'm gonna go back later, but you know. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching, and like I always say, stay true to yourself and life will get better.